Welcome to Thurrock's Next Top Boss. This is a wonderful initiative for you as young people to engage with local employers. Within the local borough of Thurrock, we have lots of high-profile employers, such as Into Lakeside, the Royal Opera House Covent Garden, where we are today, Porter Tilbury, Lloyds Bank, and Essex and Suffolk Water, to name just a few. The benefits for you as students range from working with employers, understanding what employers require from you as an employee, being able to have those open and frank conversations with employers for the first time, potential work experience opportunities, interview skills, and finally building and starting to build your CV for work. By the end of the video, you will hear from a former Thurrock's Next Top Boss winning student and hear his career progress to date.
Our challenge was set by Essex and Suffolk Water to bring up an idea of saving water.
The main thing that we had to think about was gamification.
It's hard to decide what your idea is going to be, but it's fun to listen to their idea.
I was really surprised and happy that our business idea won.
I never thought in a million years that we'd actually win.
We had to promote the Royal Opera House's Trailblazer campaign.
It's all about art and culture, so we obviously come up with that idea to take a picture.
It's like you take a selfie with a landmark which shows the culture.
And like you go into work and stuff, you're gonna have to like come up with your own ideas.
We came up with the ideas quite quickly because it was like once we got into the mindset of doing it, we came up with a lot of good ideas.
So Next Top Boss really benefits you in that way, because it helps you be able to sell your ideas to other people.
I think the best part was the awards ceremony.
It was scary because we thought we might not have the most outgoing idea, but coming runners-up really, it was a shock, but it was worth all of the hard work that we put in.
It was fun to watch other people win awards and see their faces as they win ours.
We were set 2 challenges, one by Into Lakeside from Mark Myers, to promote the ice rink and German market.
Like we had to sort out all the finances and the revenue and the money they'd make from it. They was really impressed with our ideas, and Mark's taking everything we've come up with, he's going to use this Christmas.
We had one young lady who initially stood up to be the leader. She ended up being quite ill, so it was really inspiring to see the students just say, all right, we're going to pick these pieces up and we'll make it happen. So they felt really passionate about getting it right and about really making an impact. They were really, really keen to impress Mark.
Jamali, he was one of the more forthright of the group, very energetic, very confident young man. And every year, as we always get, we have approaches from pupils around the borough, around the area, to come and do work experience with my management team. 2 was the number this year that we said we would be able to take. We had 2, and then Jamali came knocking on the door. And he put a very strong case for why he wanted to come and do work experience. And I think it was a real case here where Jamali knew me, targeted me, and we'd given him a place, so we've taken 3. But as well as being a practitioner and getting involved and offering the pupils an opportunity to do the business exercise, we'll be very much involved in that this year, and I'm sure in future years as well.
The task that we were given was to make a logo and a design feature for the Royal Opera House on the back of their set.
To show kind of how proud the staff were of this building and the fact that the sets and scenery that might travel all over the world were made in Thurrock. We got a logo design out through Next Top Boss that went on the back, and still today goes on the back of every set that's made here and shipped out to Covent Garden and beyond.
No, I seem like quite a confident person, but believe it or not, before this I was quieter, and I sort of kept myself to myself. But now with the skills that I've taken from Next Top Boss, I've got a good job up London. I work as an events manager now. I run my own company. It feels amazing to be walking into the Royal Opera House in Covent Garden and walking down the Chief Executive's corridor and seeing my logo that I say my logo as a team we made. And to know now that that is actually being used.
We've had some fantastic projects so far which we've been able to implement in our water efficiency strategy. So the best example really is one that the Gable Hall School in Corringham did 2 years ago, and it was a fantastic idea using social media to encourage teenagers and young people to save water. We'll continue working on it in the future.
Big advocates of work experience for children in secondary school, and this was a natural progression now to see children getting a proper work incentivised project that they can work on that's really honed down to business needs, and it just seemed really a great opportunity to work with a whole school rather than just 1 or 2 children at a time during a Trident style work experience for a couple of weeks. We've got a couple of ideas. We're not centred on one particular project just yet. We've been putting our heads together for a couple of ideas, and we're really hoping that the children will knock it out of the park for us and give us something that might help HW also move into the 21st century.
Universities have really looked highly upon the project in terms of their UCAS and their personal statements. But we have one particular student who's working in Canary Wharf, and he said that it was Next Top Boss and that business acumen and that networking and learning to talk to adults at that age. And Next Top Boss was one of the reasons that he feels that he's successful in that project and balancing university as well as a great job in the city.
It puts you out there, so you're like quite vulnerable, but you can build yourself up from that. I mean, we work with the Royal Opera House and it's quite a big thing.
It's a really good experience and it's made my confidence really grow.
I'm so excited that I'm going to use it on my TV because I do expect the interviews to use it, and I do expect to passionately talk about it and to see how amazed they are that Thurrock has gone a long way. You get to work with people like Mark, and I did not expect that when I was coming into Next Top Boss.
And I think having this on my CV will really help me get into the courses that I would love to go, into the universities I would love to go to.
Okay, so I give you the challenge to take part in Thurrock's Next Top Boss, and hopefully I'll see you at the awards evening.